Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Friday, September 17th, and we're celebrating here at Coach Talk because one of our very own, if you didn't know this, Crash, Mr. Tyler, is turning, we don't know the age, but we can guess at it, but it is his birthday, and he's going to celebrate it at the Dodgers-Reds game. How about that?
Yeah. He was talking about that this morning. So happy birthday, Tyler. Hope it's a good one for you.
That's right. Time to rough up a possibility of my fade pitcher here, just to give a clue. Yeah, it's possible. So we'll see how it goes. So hopefully everybody's doing well this Friday morning. We're putting this out pretty early to get everybody up to speed on this awesome MLB main slate tonight. I'm excited because all three sites actually put their brains together for once, and they have the main slate at 7:05 Eastern, all 30 teams, 15 games, and you can play a nice main slate with great contest selection on DraftKings, FANDUEL, and Yahoo. So we're going to focus in on this main slate. I recommend getting the really good contests reserved early, because you're going to get a lot of MLB play, especially days where all the new NFL DFS players are in there and just waiting for the NFL games. They do have a tendency to swim in, and I'm not saying they're fishes, but they do have a tendency to swim in to some of these baseball contests. So if that's you out there, I didn't mean to offend you, but for those sharks that are listening, this is nice. A lot of chum in the water. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. So. All right, we're going to dive right into this. We're going to do our three hitters and our one pitcher that we're recommending for the day. Those are the guys we're going after. And then we're going to do a pitcher and a hitter fade. And we're also going to build a FanDuel GPP. Two brains are better than one lineup. So let's dive in. And who is your awesome pitcher? You got 30 of them to pick from, unless you're going to start some reliever or middleman, even more than that.
No, I'm not going there today. I'm going to go with Logan Webb from the San Francisco Giants. He had 7 of his last 8 starts. He scored 40-plus points on FanDuel. He hasn't lost a start since May 5th. He's just been amazing since the All-Star break, because 12-0 record with a 2.21 ERA. And Atlanta's really been struggling lately. I mean, they're playing about 500 balls. So I definitely want to go with Logan Webb as one of my top pitchers. I'm not sure if he's going to be on the hybrid or the GPP side, but I'll make that decision later today.
Yeah, I love that pick. He was one of the guys I considered. I mean, he's in the Cy Young conversation now, as well as he's pitched. And I agree with you, even though Atlanta made some really crafty moves, getting Soler and a few guys, since Acuna Jr. went down, they haven't been the same team. And pitching at home, I think Webb's an outstanding pick. But you got to hold on to your seat for this pick. You're not going to believe it, but mine is Adrian Howser from your Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
He's had
Brewers.
two phenomenal, or would I say Bucks?
Yeah, Milwaukee Bucks. You're ready for basketball, coach.
Actually, Tyler posted in main chat today that we're only 34 days away from the opening day of the NBA or opening tip. And now I can't stop thinking about basketball. Plus, the Bucks are the champs, so maybe some of that rolls over onto your Brewers, right?
Yeah, let's take it. I'll take it.
All right, we'll go with Adrian Howser, not the Bucks version, but the Brewers version. Yeah. But you look at those last 2 outings, and they're outstanding. And I did watch him pitch in some of that last outing. He just looked sharper and more confident, like he's figured it out. And I just think he's on a roll. The Brewers are on a roll. They're playing that AA team from the Cubs. Do you know that the Cubs are number 1 in Major League Baseball in strikeout percentage since the All-Star break? So, they strike out a ton. Yeah. I just think it's a perfect spot for Howser, and his pricing is just outstanding. DraftKings, he's a giveaway at 7,100. He's 8,400 on FanDuel, which is a little bitey, but it's still worth it. and he's only 37 on Yahoo, which is like another giveaway. So he helps you figure out, which is the other pitcher you can, use as your SP1 in this scenario. You can start looking at some of those big dogs like the Wheelers, etc. But I love this spot. I mean, he's not really an SP2 for me. He's like an SP1.5 because I think he's pitching that well and he fits this game perfectly.
Yeah, obviously I like the pick with him being a Brewer, but I mean, even more so, I almost landed on Howser today myself. So it was kind of between him and Webb. So,
well, it was between him and Webb for me too. So we're on the same 2 pages. The question is, will we both go after those 2 guys, save salary for bats, or do we get, looking on possibly Wheeler or Bueller or one of the big money guys? So we'll see how that rolls. All right, let's go to the hitting. I've got 2 big surprises on mine, but who's your first hitter you're recommending tonight?
My first hitter is probably not going to be very much of a surprise. It's George Springer, Toronto Blue Jays, 3,900 on FanDuel. He's 4,900 on DraftKings, has 10 hits and 22 at-bats against Michael Pineda, who's a projected pitcher for the Twins, with 3 home runs. And 14 of his 17 home runs this year for Springer have been against right-handed pitching. So I definitely want to go for Springer tonight.
Yeah, that's a fantastic pick. I think he'll be decently popular, but for the right reasons. I mean, he's a stud, and I think you're definitely onto something there. For me, I'm gonna take 2 guys from the same squad. I did that last time as well with like starting a little mini stack, and really paid off the last go around, and I want to give that another shot. So my first guy is Brian De La Cruz. This young man can hit. He has taken the league by storm. He's batting 3rd for the Marlins and just shows no fear. I mean, I see him legging singles into doubles. Even if he gets thrown out, he's out there going for it. Love his attitude. Really start to come down the road, and batting 3rd against one of the worst pitchers I think around, Will Crow from the Pirates. I've watched him a few times now. He's awful. I mean, he is just a BP machine. So he'll probably throw a no-hitter tonight now that I said that. But no, I think that, I know Miami's a poor hitting park, but I think those young Marlins are getting used to being in that setting. They've got lots of power. And I don't know if De La Cruz goes deep tonight, but I see him doubles, maybe even a triple in there. The guy's hitting the gaps, and he can run. He can grab you a stolen base. Just really high on a few of these young Marlins. I don't think they're far away, Crash. Maybe 1 and 1.5 seasons from being very competitive, because they've got good young arms too.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And De La Cruz has been a little bit of a hot streak lately. So for that price, that's a great value play.
Sure. Did I give you his price? He's 2,800 on DraftKings, 33 on FanDuel.
Yeah,
it's a little high, but 28's a steal, and he's $20 on Yahoo.
Yeah. Anytime we can get below that 3K price on FanDuel, that's a great value play.
Yeah.
So for my second hitter, I'm going to go with Bobby Dalbeck from the Boston Red Sox. He's 3,100 against on FanDuel and 3,300 on DraftKings, going up against Keegan Clay Aiken.
We gave Clay Aiken the business last time. So Ruben Studdard's batting against him. Exactly.
Yeah, we're going back to that well today. So he's been really good against left-handed pitching. 280 against left-handed pitching this season, and his first 3 seasons of his career, he's always hit lefties well. So I definitely want to go to Bobby Dalbeck today for my second hitter.
A dong pick, I would assume there for sure.
Right. Yeah.
Definitely. All right. My second one, I'll be short because everything I said about going against Crow and young Miami studs, I'm going. You can never, like we said in Discord, you can never go wrong with Jesus, right?
Yeah.
I'm going with Jesus Sanchez from the Miami Marlins. He is 2,800 on DraftKings, 29 on FanDuel, and also 20 on Yahoo. So the De La Cruz Sanchez duo, they're priced actually a smidgen high on Yahoo, but that'll keep the ownership down. Their prices are great on FanDuel, but they're tremendous on DraftKings. I mean, you know, right now I'm starting my lineup with a $7,100 Howser and $2,800 De La Cruz and Sanchez, which opens up all the crazy possibilities with, you know, the Harpers and, you know, whoever Wheelers, you get some value there. So
yeah,
I love the little mini Miami stack.
Yeah. I definitely think you're on the right track there, and we're going to be able to pay up for whoever we want with that, you know, core Miami stack, mini stack build.
And who you finishing up with?
Going to finish up with Steven Duggar. We went with him last time in our two brains are better than one lineup, and he ended up hitting a home run.
Yeah,
he's been doing really well against right-handed pitching, especially this week in particular. He's 2,200 on FanDuel. He's 2,500 on DraftKings, so good value on both sites there. 273 versus right-handed pitching, and 7 of his 8 home runs have been against right-handed pitching this year.
Nice.
So, he hasn't faced Ian Anderson yet in his career, but he matches up pretty well with his four-seam fastball, which is his favorite pitch. He's hitting 382 against that pitch. So
nice, great pick. The theme today is Value City.
Yeah,
that's for sure. But I'm breaking the trend with my last hitter, and this is a guy I'm having in all formats: cash, tournaments, GPPs. All 3 sites. If I could play him on my NFL lineup, I'd put him in there too.
And Can I take a guess?
Huh?
Can I take a guess as to who it is?
It's not Harper.
It's not Harper. Okay.
I thought that's who you were going to guess.
Yeah, that is who I was going to say.
He's on an absolutely insane toward pace. I'm going though with Vladdy Guerrero Jr.
I like it.
I mean, I never call double dongs because it's hard enough to call one homer. But man, I think this guy's going to pound the ball. Just a perfect matchup for multiple reasons from the hitting side. And you do have to pay for him, especially on DraftKings, but we've saved the money. And it's for guys like this. Vlad's 5,900, which stings on DraftKings.
Yeah.
DraftKings, 4,400 on FanDuel. And he's only 23 on Yahoo. So he's very fair price there. I just love him in this matchup. He is my definite #1 play of the day.
Yeah, I definitely like that play. I mean, he's been really good, especially against right-handed pitching. So
he has been, and they need to win. I mean, they're on the cusp of their in or they're out kind of scenario, so they need to win. All right, let's flip the chart here and go for the guys that we're calling as our fades, which I'll tell you, knock on wood, everywhere you can find wood, because our fades have been fantastic, and we go with big price guys. So let's keep that streak alive here, Crash, and hit a couple more really strong fades for our listeners.
Yeah, we've done really well with these, and I'm going to try and keep that rolling here with my fade tonight's going to be Chris Sale. 10,000 on FanDuel, 9,500 on DraftKings. I just really feel like he hasn't really lived up to the hype this year.
Is he definitely pitching is my question.
I believe he is.
Okay, let's double check that too, you know, for those that are thinking Sale, because I saw mixed reports. You know, he's coming back from COVID, but I heard he was back, then he wasn't back, and he is back. So more than likely he is, but it's just something I wanted to mention to double check.
Okay. Yeah, as of late last night, it looks like he is going to be pitching today. So
okay.
But yeah, Baltimore has hit lefties pretty well. And another thing is that he has 39 FanDuel points or less in 4 of his 5 starts. So paying $10K for a guy that's, you know, giving you what you would get from a $7,000 to maybe $8,000 pitcher. So,
yeah. And you would think they're not going to, you know, blow him out just getting back in after being out again, even though it was COVID, not an arm injury this time. But
yeah,
I'm with you. I think that's smart. If he's pitching, I think he's a definite possibility for fade. Mine is, you know, no guts, no glory. It's Walker Buehler. It's not just the Tyler factor of the fact that it's his birthday and the narrative of him going to the Reds game, but that's just a bonus on top of it. if you look at Walker Buehler's last 3 starts, they haven't been good. I think he had the Cy Young, in pretty good shape. He was the favorite to win it, and now he's had, like I say, 3 subpar starts in a row. He has to go against the Reds in Cincinnati. That's no picnic for any pitcher.
Yep.
And, I know the Reds haven't been as hot as they were, but I just, for 10-2 on DraftKings, 9-9 on FanDuel, and 58 on Yahoo. You don't usually see those kind of prices. And, maybe he pitches decent and isn't a bad pick, but at that price and the value per dollar, there's enough pitchers on this slate that I just don't feel like I need to roster any Walker Buehler.
Yeah. I get the play for sure. So I think we can go ahead and move on to our fade batter. And for me, it's going to be Javier Baez. He's 3,800 on FanDuel. He's 4,500 on DraftKings. He's been a little bit of a hot streak lately, and I think that he might draw some ownership, even though it's a tough matchup. But he only has 1 hit and 10 at bats against Wheeler, and I just feel like that's a guy that Baez is just going to be swing happy with. I mean, he is anyway, but just especially with the way that Wheeler likes to throw in the high fastball a lot, and Baez just falls for that every time. So
yeah, he can't lay off that pitch. That's his big problem.
Yep.
No doubt. And Wheeler's tough, so not a bad fade at all. I'm going to go with a real popular guy here too, and that's, believe it or not, Freddie Freeman. And I think he's going to get play because, lefty, righty, all that stuff. But it's Logan Webb, who I completely think when he's pitching in San Francisco, he's bearing down. He wants some Cy Young votes. And, Freeman in Atlanta, Freeman's been good. He's on a hot, a streak where he's getting a hit here and a double there and a homer here. So I get it. But at 5,700 against that kind of pitcher in San Francisco, where it gets, really cool in the evening, just not conducive to hitting. So the ballpark factor, the tough pitcher he's going against, I don't want to spend the 5,700 on DraftKings, 4,000 on FanDuel. The only place it's hard, to fade him completely, he's only $18 on Yahoo. So Yahoo pricing's really weird tonight. Take a look. If you do play Yahoo, they've got some odd guys priced up and priced down. You can find some real one-offs there that you don't see on DraftKings and FanDuel. But I just don't like the matchup for Freddie. I totally respect him, but I just think Webb has the advantage in that duel.
Yeah, I agree. He was another name that I looked at for one of my fades. So I think we're on the right track.
All right, man, let's build this 2 brains are better than 1 lineup. Before we do that, real quickly, if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and click the little alarm in the top corner. That'll let you know every time one of our podcasts posts, which couldn't be a more important time of the year to check that out. We have awesome podcasts for the NFL. We have our first 3-man booth coming up with you guys for this Sunday's action, which will be terrific with Andrew Hansen, Joe Stanton, and then Crash Davis. So you're going to want to check those NFL pods out. We have these Major League Baseball pods coming up a couple of times a week. PGA's back in the fold this coming week with the Ryder Cup. That's going to be posting. And then, as we said and celebrated this morning, we're 30-some days away from all these NBA pods, which we do a pod every day for the NBA. So check us out on definitely everywhere that podcasts can be heard, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean. We're a landing space for all of them. And we're just all you have to do is look up DFS Coach Talk or Coach Talk, and we will come up there. And if you have a chance when you're listening to our audio podcast side, you've got 2 weeks from today, we have another drawing for a full week membership of Coach Talk for anybody that leaves a 5-star review and a quick comment. Our man Joe Stanton will go in there and randomly put those guys in a random and gals in a randomizer and pick a winner. So If you can take a second to do that, we'd appreciate it. And of course, really our lifeblood of growing these podcasts is on YouTube. So that quick thumbs up and subscribe is extremely important to us. So we really, really appreciate that. We keep all of our podcasts in front of the paywall, but we'd also like to have you join us. Go to dfscoachtalk.com. We have done all kinds of new options for you. We've always had the 3-day pass, but we've had a 5-day pass. If you want to jump in, a lot of people jumped in yesterday for the 5-day pass, so they get the Thursday, Sunday, and Monday games. All with that, that's only $19. 3-day pass is $10. We also have multiple options for our NFL package, also that can be done in payments. That's all on our website under memberships at dfscoachtalk.com. And then, on top of that, you get all of our sports with any of our memberships. That's the difference between us and a lot of the providers out there is they have you buy every sport individually and you're blocked out of Discord, etc. Once you're part of our family at Coach Talk and part of our community and you join whatever package it's under, you get everything that we have to offer. And we've really pumped it up this year with our exclusive relationship with Pro Football Focus. You'll see all kinds of statistical analysis, all of that information right in our Discord. Our man Weehausen, Mr. John Weehausen, has been crushing that, and our members are just loving it. You're seeing percentage ownerships, and you've got all kinds of optimal lineup choices in there. So again, we hand build here. We believe that that's a great way to go. If you want mass entry, that's great. But if you're playing certain contests, this is the place to be, because we're going to build them by hand. You're going to get all the analytics behind it, but you're going to get also the ability to build it by hand or use one of our pros lineups. We provide a coach's clipboard and on DraftKings, so you have several choices to choose from there, and full lineups on FANDUEL and Yahoo. So there we are. That's everything, Mr. Crash. I'm going to put the pressure on you because we have this discussion of multiple guys we like from the pitching side. Would you mind taking the leap and picking our FANDUEL GPP 2 brains are better than 1 pitcher?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the guy that you picked. I'm going to go with Adrian Howser. So that's how I'm going to start it off.
All right. I don't blame you. For $8,400 is a great price. I'm going to take $4,400 Vladimir Guerrero Jr. It's so good that I had a sneeze.
All right. I will take... let's see. I have a feeling you're going to go with some Miami guys, so I'm going to go ahead and take Jazz Chisholm Jr.
Oh, stack central here, huh?
Yep.
Okay. Jazz is coming in at, what's his price? There he
33.
is. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. We need a little bit of savings here.
Yep.
I think I'm going to go a little off the board here. This guy isn't dirt cheap, but he's cheap enough. I think this is an odd pick. I think I'm not sure if you're gonna love it or not, but I wanna go with Josh Harrison, batting leadoff for Oakland against the Angels tonight. 2,800 is fair, and he's coming off 3 really good games in a row. He's got 7 hits in his last 14 at bats. I'm not a good mathematician, but I think that's about 500.
Yes, it is.
I'll take it.
I'm going to go.
I can smell the wood burning.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Freddie Galvis to give us some even greater savings here.
Didn't he homer last night?
Yeah, I think The day day
Oh,
before.
the day before. I love
But
it.
he did have a double, walk, 2 runs, and a hit yesterday. So had another
Let's
good
go,
game.
Freddie. That was an interesting pickup when they grabbed him back.
Yeah.
2,200, you can't beat that.
Oh no.
That's fantastic. And that's a short. So that, I might as well just soak up my 2 picks here because I get 2 outfielders out of the 3. And I'll just do our little mini stack. So we'll have a 3-man. I'll just take both of my outfielders here, Sanchez and De La Cruz from the Marlins.
Okay.
And that gives you an outfielder and a utility and some dollars to work with.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That puts you
That makes a
really
lot
under the gun. That's like when you have those fantasy drafts and you pick last and, and you have to pick 2 in a row.
Yeah, exactly. So I will take George Springer.
I love that we can fit him in there. I think that's great.
And the guy just keeps hitting home runs, so I'm just going to go back to Salvador Perez. Why not?
I'll tell you what. Can you believe the season that dude's having? It is out of his mind. Okay, so that is a really good lineup. Usually we run a little lean on the cash towards the end, but we have some really solid picks. So it's Howser, Guerrero, Chisholm, Harrison, Galvis, Sanchez, De La Cruz, Springer, and Mr. Salvador Perez.
Yep.
All right. We got the 2 brains are better than 1 lineup in place. We'll be posting that on Twitter later today. You can certainly catch us on Twitter at DFS Coach Talk. Put any questions, comments in there. Also here on YouTube, we always answer the questions. We'd love to have you join in. So it's going to be a really fun Friday night for football. We're calling it what did we call it today? The Fight for the Family Financial Freedom Friday. How's that?
That's a tongue twister there, Coach.
We got it though. First
got it.
Go around.
First try. Yep.
It came from the brain of Coach. See, I made that up because I think I've had a few too many blows to the head in sports through the years.
Yeah.
But awesome, man. Well, have a great day out there, everybody. We hope you enjoy your Friday and get yourself ready for a fantastic full slate of 15 games on all 3 of the sites. So any final words there, Mr. Crash?
No, just looking forward to a fun night of baseball. We got a lot of games and should be a lot of fun matchups to watch and just going to be a good night.
There's no doubt. And, jump on Discord with us. We'd love to have you be a member, even if it's just for the weekend. Jump in there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's $10. Can't beat it. We'll be following the weather all day. There are a few spots that could be affected by weather. We want to stay on top of those. So we follow those throughout the day in Discord. If we see any cancellations or fades, we'll be talking about them there. So definitely love to have you join us again on the way out here. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that thumbs up and subscribe button and the little alert in the top corner. We appreciate you, and we hope you have an absolutely great day and great weekend. I mean, this is such a fun time of year. Baseball pennant races, college football, all the NFL action, the Ryder Cup next week, NBA camps opening in a week. And of course, just all of the action all over the place DFS wise. So come join us, dfscoachtalk.com. Have a great Friday, and we'll catch you again as we look to crush it in DFS.